Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Unreal World, and we are back here at our Runaway Slave playthrough. As you can see, our little runaway slave is totally free. In fact, he is outfitted with the best weaponry and clothing that a simple person can make, a simple man like him can make. In fact, we're doing pretty well here. In fact, we've got a longbow, 7 broadhead arrows, plus a few fine broadhead arrows. Dang it, I'm carrying around my big axes here. I didn't mean to bring this with me. We were doing a little bit of a hunt here, but as you can see, the tracks go right up into the woods. Sadly, this old elk is not going to be our meal ticket. Not this time. I mean, it's possible I could try to flush her out, but you know, it's also just as easy to go back home and dig some food out of the cellar, because we do have plenty of food here at our nice little base camp. So here we are. All right, so we are at the smokehouse, as you can see out front of it. We just left, and we are going to take a peek look at this beautiful, beautiful girl right here. Oh my God, there's a bird inside our house. What is happening? Let's zoom in a little bit here. Hello, bird. Are you trapped? Close the door. Sorry. He's trying to make a beeline for the door. Not today, bird. No. He's terrified right now. The bird is... I wonder if we can just get it to exhaust itself. You know, I don't know. I've never even tried to track a bird like that or tried, hunt a bird through attrition. That's funny. Oh, that's going to be super annoying when I'm trying to do tasks, though. It's going to be flying around constantly. Get out of my way, bird. All right, I'm closing the door so you can't get out. That is so cool. Okay, we got a bird trapped in our cabin. But as you can see, the reason for that is because I don't have a ceiling on part of it. So... I don't know, maybe the bird can fly away. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't look like it can. Nonetheless, I still need a bunch of material to finish off this cabin. We are not done yet. I will tell you that, my friends. What am I carrying here? Okay, I only need to drop one of these. Yeah, and then we'll move. I'm going to cut down another one. So I need a bunch of saplings, these small slender trunks, as you can see. This is what I'm trying to get. And I'm going to need to make some more boards. Probably at least like 3 logs worth of boards. So I need to cut down 3 full tree trunks. Yeah, it takes a lot. It really does to get the ceiling and floors completed. That's like not an insignificant part of the cabin construction, if you know what I mean. So drop these. I don't need these branches with me, though. Those are just weighing me down. Oh, also, I really don't need this axe anymore. I don't think. Honestly, I'm not sure what kind of tools we use to make the floor and ceiling parts, but I should probably look at that. But we do have a hand axe, so it's not like I can't do anything with it. So let's go ahead and head back over to the forest real quick. I'm going to zoom out just because it is easier when you're... playing and trying to construct or hunt or anything basically to stay zoomed out. This way I can spot the big trees here at a distance. Yes, as I've tried to emphasize in the past, if you're playing for your own purposes, just having fun single player, not recording for YouTube in other words, then it's probably best to try and get yourself accustomed to playing at the farthest you can see, the most zoomed out you can be. Just like I am right now. I mean, it's okay to zoom in for occasionally. If you're trying to chat with somebody or something, you need to see something on the ground. But like I said, just for maximum visibility, get used to this level here. It just helps so much more when you're trying to hunt especially. Yeah, if you stay zoomed in, even just like that, you're basically limiting your field of vision by what, like 1/3 or 1/4 or something. So yeah, you got to be conscious of that. Anyway, so there's one log. Let's go ahead and smash that up into some boards while our stupid bird is in here with us. Oh my God, I'm about to die of hunger here. All right, yeah, this bird's not going to work because it's slowing everything down. See, when you've got an animal on the screen, or even people like villagers or something like this, I mean, every moment that passes, they're going to have an action too. So you're going to be tracking that action, so it actually slows the way you experience time down in real life. So it's annoying, and I need to get rid of this bird now. So let's see if we can flush it out. I might just take some shots at it, but honestly, shooting at a bird while it's in flight is a great way to lose your arrows. Okay, we got rid of it. Okay, it's out of there. There it goes. Bye, bird. See you later. Anybody ever have that happen, like when you were at school, or if you worked at like a retail store? Sometimes birds gets trapped in. They'll come through like the lawn and garden center. And everybody's freaking out. There's a bird pooping on people in aisle 4 and stuff. All right, let's go ahead and hit SB, wooden building. I got to get my hotkey. Okay, it's 9 for ceiling and floor. I'm going to use that. Oh, Christ, what? Did I not make... Oh, no, no, no. Okay, so I'm going to zoom a little bit to show you. The boards are there, but I didn't finish them. And I can tell that just because they're a light kind of clearish, like ghosty color. They look like phantom boards. So what I need to do is hit SB... no, not SB, SMB for board, and now we will finish the process of making those. There we go. Now you can see they actually went to the bottom of the pile after we did that. So now we're good. Now I'm going to, I remember the hotkey for ceiling and floor is 9, so I'm going to hit SB9. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I missed a hotkey. SBW9. And the direction I want to go, boom, there you go. So yeah, another thing I've mentioned before is this game really is... to fully appreciate and enjoy it, you do need to get the hotkeys down. You need to make that a part of your muscle memory so you can just, just SBP for pause, SBP for pause, so we can restart this. You don't need to look at the keyboard. You don't need to look up the stuff. But I should mention, if you do need to look up hotkeys, hold down Shift and then push the question mark button, and it brings up this screen right here, which... gives you basically all the different hotkeys. And keep in mind that capitalization is important in this game. It does matter. If you'll notice over here, you've got small lowercase g and uppercase g do different things. So that is important to remember as well. Also, that holds true for the punctuation symbols you might use. Some are going to be bound to shift. Some are going to be bound to unshifted. Button clicks. But anyway, I hope that makes sense. It's just, sometimes games like this can seem like they have a barrier to entry just because of the controls and things like that. I'm sure many people out there who have played Dwarf Fortress can understand that for sure. All right, wooden building, 9. We're kind of tired, but we're going to keep going until I run out of boards here. There we go. We got that done. I mean, I can sleep. We can take a break to sleep, but there we go. All right, so we are not quite halfway. Maybe almost there. I don't know what's going on over here. This little patch. I kind of want to build over that. I think that's just part of the ground. Yeah, that's just part of the ground texture because we're in a mire here, technically, like a peat mire, a peat bog or whatever, in between these two mountains, strangely enough. It's a very unique spot that we picked here, isn't it? So let's do W9. Oh, wrong way. Repeat. Right, there we go. So... boom, and covered it up. Nice. Now we can back up. Let's rest our weary little heads. I don't think I have enough boards. Now I can tell just by looking at the pile there. I don't. So close that door up so no birds fly in there. Let's go get ourselves another tree trunk. Okay, the hard work is done. The tedious stuff is all over. Look at the glorious interior now. Let's get this crap out of here. Let me move this. It's going to take a few minutes here. Move all this junk. I'll probably need the boards again if I want to make a table and a bed, but look at it. Look at all this space we have for activities now. Oh my gosh, Step Brothers quote. But so I'm planning on putting an oven in here for sure. I got to go get like 35 stones, but hey, good news guys, we live next to mountains. We literally are surrounded by mountains on all sides, so stone shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to make some furniture. Actually, let me... yeah, I'll just grab some more. Whoa, I just noticed a footprint. What? I was going to grab some boardage to make some, like tables and stuff, but let's look at these tracks. Very fresh. Lynx tracks. Well, it's early morning. It's hard for me to see right now. My visibility is garbage, so we'll just ignore the lynx for now. I can go into stealth mode, so that means it's not looking at me, which is good. Lynx are... can become hostile. It's not going to just straight up attack you for no reason, but if you do attack it, it will go hostile. Let's take down a tree because I'm going to need some more boardage. We've got... okay, I can get that. Let's see. Fell the tree. So I've got some slender trunks. And you know what I really want to do is build the... there's like a roof drainage, like water catcher thingy. It's part of the mod because it's not something I've ever built before, and it's not in the base game. I'll show it to you here when we go up to the building. Let me just, I got so much wood on me. Let's get all this put away. We're going to need it. Man, there's so many feathers laying around up north there. You see that? There's birds everywhere in this place. It's ridiculous. Okay, well, check it out. I'm bringing over some of the logs and stuff here. I was just going to go ahead and do it and get it all done, but the Lynx entered my vision all of a sudden. I wanted to show it to you, but I clicked through it, not thinking about it. But I'm thinking, man, this is the Lynx going to become the next mascot? Of course, the Wolverine has perished. I think the Wolverine's still probably out there in the lake. Yeah, there's its poor little body. Oh, poor Wolverine, the glutton, as it's called regionally here in Finland. But hey, I think we've got a new friend. So the Lynx, little kitty cat. Big kitty cat, actually, big cat. Yeah, we're not going to mess with him. I won't hunt the Lynx. He's back. He was over here, obviously kind of close to his tracks. I don't see him. We won't spook him or anything. It's funny though, man. This place is just alive with the game. It's so great. It's like the happy hunting ground. But nonetheless, we got to stay focused here. Let's zoom in a little bit so it's easier to see what we're working with. All right, I'm going to pick up the boards I've got. And anyway, I did want to show you guys. Oh, I can't carry it. Too much. All right, let me just drop all this stuff. I got 5 slender trunks on me, too. That's why I can't do that. So let me show you this, too. I mentioned it. Now let me show it to you. So SB, wooden building. And then if we go to roof water catcher, I've never built this. So this is something I want to do. Now, if you look, it says I need a barrel. So I think everything else is pretty gettable, though. Like some staffs, some slender trunks. That's easy. Now, making an actual barrel isn't hard, but it is going to require a little bit of blacksmithing because you got to make like the iron bands that sit at the top and bottom of the barrel, you know, I think is what you make. I'm pretty sure that's what the requirement is, but we need to go to sleep first. But the reason I want to build that sucker is because if you can imagine like if I'm, you know, we're living in our cabin full time. Everything's been brought in. We're good to go. You know, we've finished all our blacksmithing and we've got everything complete, which, by the way, we're getting close to that point. But just imagine if every time I make a kill, I have to run down the hill right here by the water's edge here. We've got this little pond and process the skin. It would be so much easier if I just had a water source right here at the corner of the building, you know, so that I can just stand right here and do it. Now, I don't know if this is like an infinite water source. I bet you it is, though. I bet you once we get this thing built, because I'm going, oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. I am going to build a barrel, and we're going to do it. Right, maybe not right this second, but we will very shortly. Let's see. I do want to get this thing chopped up into some boards. All right, let's do that real quick. Next, I should definitely get the 35 rocks. No, 35 stones, which is the big kind. That's what we need, are 35 large stones, and we can make a oven. And it is a lot, trust me. I don't know just how much weight capacity I've got. I can definitely carry 30. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say 35, but that's not true at all. No. My character can probably carry about 12 to 15 at once, I would guess. And the issue is I did clear a lot of the stones from this area because we built an oven here inside of this one. But, you know, as I've been pushing back this forest more and more over here, I have noticed a few stones laying around. So yeah, there's one right there. Let's grab that big boy. So this is what I need. All right, I got one. Now I need 34 more of them. Okay, well, let's zoom in here real quick. I have been scouring the mountains, and I've got actually 36 stones here. So we got an extra lucky one there. Let's go ahead and build our oven. First thing here, we'll use this, probably use this area for, what am I looking for? Fireplace. I was looking for oven. It's fireplace. We'll use this one for smoking in the future. You better believe it. Because I'm going to just start piling a whole bunch of firewood right here next to the thing. Because you can push stuff in from the side. Doesn't have to be on the front. Yeah, so most of our stuff's going to be in here. And that means it'll be just so much more convenient to smoke meat in this location. And as I've mentioned in the past, I'm not necessarily going to delete the other one that I've got. But it might get converted into something else. And then again, I might just take it down anyway if I really need easy access to logs. Because it is getting harder and harder to get logs. Not harder necessarily, it's just taking longer because they're farther away. But that's awesome. So the stove is up, fireplace, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually considering going ahead and making that barrel next. I mean, we can do some furniture real quick. That's actually doesn't take long, so I've been talking about it. Let's go ahead and do it. I've got plenty of boards now. I brought like 3 logs in here. So first things first, what I like to do, just my personal setup, you guys do whatever you want with how you decorate your interior, but there are a couple of furniture choices. One of those is a bed. So I like to have my bed, boom, right here as soon as you step in the door. So I'm able, like if we're out in a big, hunt and it's cold and I'm ready to come inside, all I have to do is step in, close the door, and go to sleep right here, boom, in this spot. And so I'll put my bed right there at the entrance. Now, another good thing to do is drop a bunch of furs on top of your bed, because that you'll see too when you sleep in a spot that has like finished, elk fur or bear fur or whatever, it'll say you wrap yourself in fur and go to bed. So I don't know if it actually affects like the quality of sleep. I'm not sure about that, but I like to role play and think that it does. So anyway, let's do B for building, and we want the wooden building. The furniture for this is inside the sub-menu under wooden building. So where are we at? We got a sleeping bunk. There it is, and it even shows you a little picture of it before you make it. Now, we are going to do some other stuff, too. I will do a table, but let's get the bunk first. Oh, there is a sauna stove. Oh, so I should convert that other one into a sauna stove then, for sure. Yeah, I'm doing that. All right, so there's a little bed. You can see it's just like a wooden bed. There's no mattress there, so you definitely want to get some furs. In fact, let's go grab some right now while I'm thinking about it. Because as I've mentioned, my goal eventually is to get this little shelter completely free of everything. I'm going to pick all this stuff up and move it at some point. But for now, let's just grab the fur. Get used to selecting things in mass like that quickly. There we go. We can move it. Yep, we can haul all that stuff. I think there's actually a fur. Is that all of it? I feel like there should be more. Yeah, there's cordage, some random crap. Got some old stuff there. Okay, whatever. Let's leave that there. There might be a piece of fur here inside this shelter, but I think that's for crafting. If I have to craft with fur, we'll use that piece. So now we'll drop all that, and this is also where I'll store any furs. So that's another thing I like to do is once I get my cottage up, I will start to get real organized, basically. So as I mentioned, this will be the spot where we have our furs right there. And then, for instance, I'll put like all my tools right here in this spot, the hammers and any axes that I'm not using. And then in the next spot, I'll put the weapons that I have that I'm not currently using, and so on and so forth, because there's a lot of different types of stuff you can have in this game, whether it's leather versus fur. So I like to get real organized. Unfortunately, I don't think there's like trunk or any kind of like a dresser drawers, unfortunately, to keep your stuff in, sadly. But I think that's even true with the mod. But nonetheless, we can still do some more. So the next thing I like to do is build the table. And I also have a particular spot I like to build this in, right next to the bed. Boom. And that has nothing to do with the bed itself. It's because whenever I'm doing the final stage of preparing a fur, which is beating it out, like on a hard surface, the table will work as the hard surface. And again, when I do that, I want to be able to just drop the fur. When I'm done with it, I'll drop it right here. And this is where we store our furs, right here on our bed. So I like to, like I said, try and have some logic to the way I outlay this furniture here. And is there anything else interesting? We'll put a bench there too. Just now, that's totally pointless, but it's just there now for looks, basically. We could drop stuff on that too. I don't think this has any function whatsoever, but who knows? It might actually work as also a surface for beating. So if you don't want a table, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, let's see what else we can build. So a coda is like it's a structure and it's a tent. You would use a whole bunch of fur. You need tons of fur to make these, and wooden staffs. But it is easier probably than actually a log cabin like what we did. Post spruce, I don't know what that is. Shelter we've got. Fence. I've never built a fence gate. That's new. Barrier fence, I don't know. Road is new. That's from the mod too. That's interesting. What the hell's the road for? It probably just changes the ground, I imagine. Again, I don't know if it has like a function, but let's just see what the road looks like. Oh, I need my shovel. Uh-oh. Wait, stone? We could actually build this probably. I'm not going to worry about it though. I think I'm good on a road right now. We've got other stuff going on. Like I said, I want to make a barrel. So let's see what we need for a barrel real quick. I should have a whole bunch of iron here. I did at some point. Yeah, we got a ton of charcoal. I got tons of branches. Let's see that over 1,600 branches at the very bottom. I don't see any iron. I thought I made... Oh, here's... Yeah, 32 roasted iron. That's what we need to start, basically. We've got 8 regular pieces. That's actually technically the starting point, is just ore pieces. Then you roast it. So let's get a little fire going. I'm going to push some branches, just 4 of them. One thing I realized is I think the mod used to require you to keep a fire actually burning during the crafting process, and if it went out, it would like interrupt the process, but I'm pretty sure that's not true anymore. So in either case, it's just easier and more economical to only use a tiny little fire here. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay, so if we go to smithing, we got to kind of work backwards from what we want, right? I want... What am I looking for here? I think it's this dome and shape, although I might be totally wrong about that. All right, so let's back out of that, and let's actually start from the very, very end point, the barrel itself. So if I were to make a barrel, is that a utility article? Well, it would help if I knew what menu it was nested under. So let me search through these real quick and look for the barrel. Okay, so I have found the barrel. It is under the carpentry menu right here. We've got barrel, and right above it, a strange one called barrel warning. So if you look at this, this is not actually something you can craft. It's literally a warning from the modder who made this, saying you must weigh 120 pounds to lift a fully filled barrel. So take caution in overfilling, or you will not be able to lift or interact with its contents. So be careful with your barrels in terms of what you're filling. Now, we are just doing it for water, so I hope that that's going to be okay. I feel like as long as we're inserting the barrel into, you know, an actual building implement or whatever, we're going to be okay. So let's see here. There's the barrel. Just like I said, working backwards. So I need 2 boards, some cordage. That's easy. Oh, 3 pounds of caulking caulk. Seems that's going to be a little bit harder to get, but we can manage. Pot to hold hot caulking. We've got a pot. It's not metal, but it works. Fire to soften, easy. Firewood, we got it. Axe, okay. Knife. So let's go and look at the caulk. So that's interesting because it actually doesn't take metal, does it? I assumed it did, and I was wrong. So let's go ahead and see what it takes to make the caulk. I think that's utility. There's pine tar. That's what I was thinking. There it is, caulking. 1 pound of fiber. Oh no. Pot to hold it. Okay. Pot fiber from what? Let's see. Hold on. If I do... I don't have any sticks or anything. I was going to say fiber from... Let me pick up some sticks. I have a feeling this probably won't work, but let's try it. No, branches don't work. It's probably going to be something like nettle or, you know, some of the other cultivated things. So in other words, and someone in the comments has mentioned this too, there are some types of materials in these crafting recipes that derive from, let's see what they're called, hemp, flax, nettle. So these 3 in particular, I think, are the ones that don't grow in the wild. Hemp might. Nettle and flax, I'm pretty sure, don't. And you'll need to be near a settlement to collect this, which isn't the end of the world because we don't have to go in a settlement necessarily, because they will actually cultivate a large section. Some villages do around their area. The only problem right now is, though, that we're in the middle of winter, so there's not going to be any nettle growing right now. So we can go get it, but we're going to have to wait until the next season. So let's look. So this is probably where I will go, over to the owl tribes. Now the only issue with that is I see is potential issue is that I don't really know if these people are much into agriculture. They're hunters, you know, they have the best bows in the game, the northern bow. So I don't know if that's a viable source, but you know, if it's not, we can just go south. I'm sure some of these people are going to have it. And it is likely or possible that they will too. This is one of the cultures that pretty much strictly, not totally, but they build most of their structures out of kota, or those tents that I was just earlier describing to you. So that's what you see when you go to those villages. Some of them will have like a sauna cabin like ours here, but most of them don't. Now, that just means to me we can't build the water spout or whatever it is on the corner of our building, but that's okay. We know what we need now, so we can make that a goal. And honestly, when we do go out there in the future episodes, whenever that may be, I'm going to just collect a whole bunch of it. You know what I'm saying? We might even craft up like a sickle or something. There's definitely a tool that will aid us in our collection of stuff like that. I can't remember. I don't think it's a sickle. I want to say it. Oh, there is a sickle right here. Iron sickle blade. Well, never mind. That's what we'll be making then. You can count on it, guys. In fact, we're probably going to, now that our cabin's officially up, it's not totally complete. There's probably some more stuff I want, like a water spout, but I think we can get back into our blacksmithing. You know, one thing I still desperately need to make is a spear, because my guy, if we look, he is just as good with the spear as he is with the bow. Do you see it down here? So he is a master with both the spear and bow. So we get a spear in this man's hands, he becomes a deadly weapon in and of himself. He's also really good at the axe. You can see I used the too easy build status for when I created this character. Maybe in my next playthrough I won't do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It is more challenging not doing it this way, but that's okay. We started the Runaway Slave playthrough on this one, and it is considered the most difficult. Although, if you guys haven't seen that very first episode, go back, because we got super lucky on our escape from the slaver camp. But nonetheless, we're here. Everything's good, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in for today's episode. Stay tuned to the channel, because there will be many more to come, guys. So I will see you on the next one.